Hello and welcome to our webinar today. My name is Ashley and I'm the coordinator for Saskatchewan Open Farm Days. Today I'm excited to have Max Bowen with the Saskatchewan Health Authority with us talking about hosting events safely within Saskatchewan Health Authority and the things that you need to know. So I will pass it over to him. He is a public health inspector, and after this presentation I will share the presentation documents on our host resources page, and it will also live on YouTube as well, so you can rewatch it. So if you want to head into it, Max, and we'll go from there.
Okay, thanks, Ashley. Yeah, I think I just want to talk a little bit today about, making sure, this sounds like a great event. It sounds like it's growing. So really appreciate all the hard work Ashley's done to keep us on board and keep us educated with what's going on. So really, I just want to talk today about, basically, I think it's probably just going to be going through the application process that you guys probably have already seen, like the vendor package that we sort of send out to all our vendors for any temporary events that we have in Saskatchewan. So I'm going to go through my presentation quickly, and please, at the end, feel free to ask as many questions as you want. I didn't know how much to put in the presentation. I find normally that just answering questions after is a lot more effective. So just going to go through a few slides here. So what did I just do? Sorry, Ashley. There we go.
Oh, there you
go.
So
introduction, what types of events require applications, temporary licenses, how to fill out the application, when to fill out the application, low risk versus high risk foods, and some additional resources that the SHA offers. Let me do it this way. It's probably a little easier for you guys to see. Okay, so I know Ashley has already covered it. That's my direct email. If you guys have any questions after the fact, or if you're too shy to speak up like I am, feel free to shoot me an email. Because this event is sort of province-wide, applications will likely be going to different places, so I'll sort of discuss that as well. You can always reach out to me first, and I can redirect you if need be. But so that's my direct line, and that's my email. So if you guys do have any questions, feel free to reach out. So I think, I don't know why I put this in here, but Open Farm Days is an event designed to showcase the foods and ingredients grown in the province of Saskatchewan. In order to provide samples of these, it is required that applicants complete the special events vendor package. This package will be emailed to all applicants for Open Farm Days. In order to ensure consistency and food safety, I would recommend that everyone planning on offering any foods that are not commercially prepackaged complete the form to the best of their ability. So I know in last year, there were some people that were just, they just have people out to the farm, do a tour and give drinks like canned pop and bags of chips or whatever. That's fine. You don't need an application for that. If there's any actual food prep being done, then the applications would need to be completed. So once you've completed your form, just recommend that you submit it to Ashley. She'll collect them all and then submit them to me or the other service areas throughout the province. It's just easier that way because Ashley will know who's all attending. That way we know if we're missing applications, Ashley will be able to reach out to them. I will include a list of the public health inspector offices in the package. So if you have any questions as to which service area you are located, please email or call me. Yeah, there's been some changes to service areas, and they seem to be constantly changing. So if you have any questions, please just reach out to me. Okay, so I think probably you guys have all seen these. This is the vendor package. This is what I know I sent them to Ashley. So if you haven't seen them yet, you can reach out to Ashley or me and I can send it to you. Should be submitted 14 days prior to the event. if you already know what you're going to do, get them in as soon as possible. That way we can start reviewing them. It is our very busy season right now, so the sooner we get them in, the better. But at least 14 days before the event would be quite helpful, so I can have a chance to review them and make any suggestions or say, you know, you have to do this or you can't, that sort of thing, right? Okay, it is required that at least one person who has successfully completed a safe food handling course be on site at all times when food is being prepared or served. In this case, you know, we'll be a little lenient, but we do have courses in Regina, and I know other service areas do teach them. We also do have a lot of online courses that we've approved. So, I mean, if you're far from a service area or a town or a city where they might be offered, you can always take them online. And there are courses that are about 25 bucks, so it's not exorbitant. And I've included the link there for all the list of that's for our food safe courses. So the Regina area food safe courses will be listed there. And I think I sent the list of online courses to Ashley, so I think that's in the package as well. Okay, so low risk versus high risk foods. Low risk foods, if you refer to the home food processor guidelines, you can prepare those low risk foods in your home for direct sale to the public. So most of the time it's going to be baking, like jams and jellies, pickles, stuff like that, that we've deemed to be low risk. So, you know, I have a list of pretty much everything coming up that would be deemed low risk. Higher risk foods would be anything like obviously meats, dairy products, you know, fish, stuff like that, right? Anything that has to be refrigerated would be considered a high risk food. Little science behind it. Low risk foods, any items that have a water activity of 0.85 or below, or a pH of 4.6 or below. So like your jams, jellies, they have lots of sugar in them. They have, you know, your pickles would have a lot of vinegar in them, which would make them very acidic. So those would be considered low risk foods. And again, it's not an exhausted list, but here's pretty much, you know, a good example of what you would consider low risk versus high risk food. So baked goods or desserts without, you know, like cream or custard or meat fillings. So like cakes, squares, cookies, fruit pies, pastries, you know, breads, stuff like that. Pickled vegetables made with salt and vinegar. Relish, again, honey, jams, jellies, and applesauce because there's lots of sugar in there. So that sugar content is high enough to keep bacterial growth down. Herb vinegar, wine and herb vinegar, dry noodles that don't contain eggs, dried grains, seeds, herbs, and spices, cereals, granola, trail mixes. Most of the candy that you would make if you make candy from your home would be considered low risk. Dried fruits, dried baking mixes, mustard, candied apples, dried or dehydrated vegetables, dried vegetarian soup mixes, etc. So basically anything that's been dried or has a high sugar content or a high acidic content or anything with a lot of vinegar in it would most likely be considered low risk foods. So additional resources offered by the SHA. So again, I'm based out of Regina. We have more staff than most except for Saskatoon. So we have the ability, we do teach food safety classes, usually 2 a month in Regina. We sort of shut down July and August just because that's sort of our, you know, a lot of people take vacation. So we want to make sure we have enough staff for all our other stuff. But the rest of the year, it's usually 2 classes per month. Each office should have somebody. So if you do have questions, you can normally call your local health office, and we'll be able to, in our office, we work 12:30 to 4:30. We have somebody every day that's an office duty person. So we field calls from the public every day from 12:30 to 4:30. So if you have any questions, it's best to call then. We also have that list of approved safe food handling courses, which I'm not sure if I have it in here. I did this presentation a lot of those. Oh, no, but I did send it to Ashley, so it should be available. The list of safe handling courses that are taught online. And that's basically it. So I was hoping you guys would have some questions, and hopefully I could help you with that.